YouTube channel. I am super excited about the content that I will be sharing on this platform. I like to think that I have a whole lot of experiences with travel, immigration, and so much more. And on today's video, or in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to apply for a UK visa from Canada. Now, you're wondering, do you need a UK visa to go to the UK if you're from Canada? Well, yes and no. So basically, if you're a Canadian, like you have Canadian citizenship, you carry a Canadian passport, then no, you do not need a visa to go to the UK. But if you're a permanent resident in Canada or a temporary resident, say you're a student or you're on work permit, and you are also from a country that requires a visa to go to the UK, then yes, you do need a visa to go to the UK. For example, if you're carrying a Nigerian passport, for example, and you're a permanent resident or you're a temporary resident in Canada, then yes, you do need to apply for a UK visa to go to the UK. Now, I'm going to be showing us a step-by-step process on how to go about it. So this is the website for the UK immigration visas and immigration. And I put this link in the description box below in case you're finding it difficult to get the page. This is like the official government of UK website for visas and immigration. And so you just go through all of this. You really don't need all that information down there. But where we're going is visit the UK because we're looking to apply for a visit visa to the UK. So once you click on visit the UK, it brings you on the visit the UK page. Now, like I said earlier, you would need a visa if you are not a Canadian citizen. Uh, Other categories of the UK visas, like the study visa and stuff, those have different rules. But however, for the purpose of this video, we're only going to be talking about the visit to the UK. So if you're a Canadian citizen, then you do not need the visit visa. But if you are a permanent resident or a temporary resident in Canada, then you do need the visa if and only if the passport that you hold or that you carry is from a country that requires you to get a visa to go to visit the UK. So now once you're on this page, scroll down a little bit there and then you come to ways to visit the UK. And then you come down here and you click on visit the UK as a standard visitor. Now I was talking about Canadian citizens who do not need a UK visit visa. Here on the same page here you can see where it says you can find out if you do need a visit visa. So if you're not sure if your country requires a visa or not, as a permanent resident or a temporary resident in Canada, then you can always check here, and it takes you through like a questionnaire. So you can just click start now, and then you can pick your country. For example, I'm going to pick Nigeria here. Let's see here, and then continue, and it will basically ask me, what am I coming to the UK for? Am I visiting? Am I working or studying? Am I just transiting? Am I getting married or entering a civil partnership? So I'm just basically going to say that I am visiting or on tourism, and then continue. And it says, will you be traveling with or visiting either your partner or a family member in the UK? I'm just going to say no. It says you might don't have anyone in the UK, and then continue. And then it brings me up to the summary of the information that I put in there, and it says I will be needing a visa to come to the UK. So if you're not sure if the passport that you carry allows you to be visa free, then yes, you can check this particular page. So I'm just going to go back to that page where we have the visit the UK as a standard visitor. So here I'm just going to go here, and then on this page it gives all the information that you need. It says you can visit the UK as a standard visitor for tourism, business, study, courses up to 6 months and other permitted activities under this visa category. And usually you can stay for up to 6 months. So you will be able to see if you are able to apply and what the eligibility requirements are. So here it also lists the things that you can do and the things that you cannot do with this visa, standard visit visa to the UK. And from there, you just all these are basically general questions on how you meet the eligibility requirements. If you're going to be leaving, obviously, because you're only visiting, you're able to support yourself financially. You are able to pay for your own journey and return back home, and you will not be living in the UK for the extended period or more than your visa requires. And then, yeah, this still goes back to checking if you need a visa or not. And then, where you have, if you have to apply for a standard visitor visa. And then you say, if you must apply, of course, you have to click on the apply for a standard visitor visa. It says here that a standard visitor visa costs £115 for up to 6 months. So, depending on what the exchange rate is, as at the time that you apply, if you're applying from Canada and you're using a Canadian card, the conversion will be done by your bank. And the earliest you can apply is 3 months before you travel. Yes, they do say 3 months before you travel, but I have had instances and cases of people who have applied well later than 3 months. That is 2 months, 1 month, even. I mean, the one that I've experienced, the one that I did was 1 month to the travel date, and this is because it's in Canada and in Alberta, Calgary. I don't know of other provinces in Canada, but here it kind of was just fast. And I was able to do this because I had spoken to somebody else who had applied for the visa and they got it very fast. So I'm like, okay, if we're able to get this as fast as now, then I think I should also be able to, get the visa in that short period of time. If you're applying from other countries, I do not know, but for Canada at least, it says here on the website 3 months. But I was able to take the risk for a month and we're able to get the visa. So that depends on you and your planning, your travel plans, and all of that. But and like they always say, do not make any permanent plans until you get your visa. So buying your tickets and stuff, you can always do that after you get the visa. So that now lies in your own hands if you're going to be taking the risk or not. And then it says if you visit the UK regularly, you can choose to apply for a long term standard visitor visa instead. So instead of doing the 6 months, I think there's another one that allows you to visit for the 2 years. For 2 years, you get a visa for 2 years, I think. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to just be talking about the standard visitor visa, which is usually 6 months. So I'm going to click on this link here, and then it takes me to the page where I have all the payment information. So it tells me that the standard visitor visa is 6 months and it's £115. And now that we have all the information about the payment, we'll just go here and say apply. If you've already started your application, you can always come back to this page to continue your application. And so here we go, apply now. So here it's going to ask you for your language. English. English is my language, so I'm just going to go with English. Next. And then it's going to ask you what country you're going to be providing your biometrics in. Obviously, it's going to be Canada. Here. And then they have a visa application center for each province and cities, kind of. So if you're going to be applying for a UK visa, you're going to be doing biometrics. Now, biometrics is the usual. They take a pictures, your picture, and then your fingerprint. Now, on this page is asking to check the availability of the services that are preferred at your preferred application center. For example, I am in Calgary. I'm going to be picking Calgary as my location, and I was able to check if we have a visa application center here in Calgary, and I was able to find it on this page. So if you're not sure, you can always come on the find a visa application. We'll just come here, you go straight to the country that you're in, which is Canada right now, and then you see all the cities that have a visa application center on this page. So I see that I have one here in Calgary, and I'm able to go on the page to see their scheduled days. So they do have specific dates that the visa application center is open, and then you can book your appointment after you're done with your application. So we're going to just go back to this page where we have the, oh, it's here, where you have the question about you checking if you have a visa application center close to you. And then I come here to say I have identified the location where I will provide my biometrics. And then I do next. And then it says, uh, the information here basically just tells you what you can use the visit visa for, and what you cannot use it for. And then before you start, it's going to tell you about uh, checking if what kind of visit visa to apply for, and supporting documents that you'll be needing. This is where you're going to see that information. Checking if you need a tuberculosis test, and how long the process typically takes. Now, for checking the kind of visit visa to apply for when you come here, it takes you back to the beginning, to the page. If you remember the overview page where it tells us about the permitted activities that you can do as with a UK standard visit visa, and the eligibility requirements. So basically just general information. So I'm just going to go back to that page that we were on previously. Right. Okay, so next. Then I'll just come here to say apply here. Oh, no, no, not here. Sorry. Okay, so on this page, I will just be scrolling down and then start now. Start a new application. Then you put in your email address, you put in a password, you confirm password, and then you just kind of, okay, let's see, I'm just going to use my email. Strong password. Save and continue. Date. So they're going to contact me by email. Who does this email belong to? I'll say it belongs to me, and then I save and continue. Do you have another email address? I do not. Save and continue. And then I'm going to put in my telephone number. It's going to be a telephone number that I will be using while I'm in the UK and while I'm outside of the UK, and it is my mobile telephone number. And then I'll save and continue. Do you have any other numbers? No. I can be contacted by telephone call and SMS. And then I put in my name and my family name. Do I have other names? No. If you have maybe a maiden name or you changed your name previously, then yes, you can click yes there. And then what is your relationship? Are you married? What is your sex and marital status? I'm female. What is my marital status? I'm married. And then save and continue. And then I basically put in all of my information on there. Okay, so on this page, I will just it just tells you what you are going to be applying for the UK visit visa, what you basically are able to apply for. It's tourism, private medical treatment, and things like that. Basically, you just need to go through to make sure that you're applying for the right visa. Basically, that is if you are applying for other visas, that is not the visit visa. But if it's the visit visa, you just go straight to the visit visa. Anyway, you scroll down on this page, that's what the information is like. Before you start, you must check what kind of visit visa you should be getting uh, depending on your situation. If you're going to be needing a tuberculosis test, usually with the visit visa, you once you check through this page, it's just gonna there are three criteria. Let's just go through that real quick. Check if you need a TB test, and when you come down, it says who does not need to be tested. uh, Diplomats, people returning to the UK, residents returning to the UK and coming from a scheme to support people from Ukraine. However, you will need a tuberculosis test if all of the following are true. You're coming to the UK for more than 6 months. You've lived in any of these listed countries here on this list right here, and then for more than 6 months, and you were living in any of those countries within the last 6 months. Basically, if you're going to be applying for the standard UK visit visa, then you are allowed to only stay for 6 months. And if you're coming to the UK for more than 6 months, then it's no longer the standard visit visa. So, for the purpose of the visit visa, you would most likely not need a tuberculosis test. Okay, so we'll just go back to this page, scroll down, it still tells you how to apply, and then you can start your application here. Now it's going to be asking you all your personal information like your email address, your phone number, your address, your home address, your personal information, your passport information, travel history for the past 5 years, your work, your address history for I think past 2 or past 5 years. You're just going to be able to fill that information once you get there. And then it's going to ask you for a declaration and then the payment. And once you do the payment, it takes you to the VFS page, that is the Visa Application Center page, where you will be uploading your documents. Now, for the purpose of the UK visa, you are only allowed to apply for the visit visa on for one person per application. So what I mean is, if I start this application now, if I have, for example, have a family of three, and the three of us are looking to go to the UK with a visit visa and we do not have Canadian passports, then we will all need to apply for the visas on separate applications. So when I'm done with mine, I go ahead and fill the other person's, the second person's, and then the third person's. So there's nothing like applying for the visa as a family. You have to complete each application individually. Although it's going to ask you in the questionnaire, if in the forms there, if you will be going with a family member, a spouse, or a dependent, and then you can always say yes and put in their passport number. But if not, then you do not need to uh, put all of that information. Just fill it out like you're the only person going, and that's it. But in cases where you're going as a family, for example, you need to fill out each application for each person and pay the application fee for each person. Now back to the VFS page. Once you get to the Visa Application Center page, because once you're done paying on this page, on this particular page, when you're done with the forms and you do the declaration, you put in your name like a signature, and then you it takes you to the Visa Application Center. Then sorry, before the Visa Application Center, you pay. After paying, then it redirects you to the Visa Application Center. Shows you a list of documents. That is when you put in your you upload your documents, you pay for the biometrics, and then you I think the payment for the biometrics usually let's see, I think it used to be it's around 200 US dollars. I am not so sure. I will check that out again. Once you get to the page, it lets you know, but it's around 200 US dollars. So once you get there, you pay, and then it allows you pick an appointment, just like I showed earlier with the pages with the locations. Now, once you pay, you're able to fix your appointment. Once you pick your appointment, then it shows you where you can upload your documents. You're going to be uploading your passport information page. You're going to be uploading your bank statement showing proof that you can fund your trip, and you're also going to be uploading your proof of residency in the country, which is Canada, where you are applying from. So if you are applying as a permanent resident, you have to upload your PR card. If you're applying as a temporary resident on work permit, or or a student, you have to upload your work permit or your study permit. And then you those are like the three major things. Any other thing is additional. Now it's a visa. Your job is to convince the what do they call them now? Your job is to convince the officer that is going to be reviewing your file that your intention of going to the UK is strictly for visit and you're going back to where you were coming from. You basically just want to show them proof of the things that you had mentioned in the application. For example, they had asked you about your employment. You can just maybe show them a one or two, most recent pay slips to show that you are currently employed. You're showing them your bank statement, obviously, to show that you have enough funds to take care of your trip. Usually, they ask for about 6 months back. You're also going to show them that you have planned your trip. They're gonna be asking for an itinerary. You've already put in that, oh, I'm gonna be visiting London Eye, I'm gonna be visiting Buckingham Palace and things like that. You should also maybe have, if you do not have a family member that you're going to be staying with, you should have like an hotel reservation sort of that helps you that backs up your application to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to the UK and this is where I will be staying. You should have like a reservation. You can do that on booking.com. And what else? Basically, you're just going to be putting in information. I mean, whatever information you put in the application, try to get documents to back that up to show that you're really your intentions of going to the UK is pure and you're going to be coming back to your country. So you're showing them proof that you're employed and you're going back to your employment. You're showing them your bank statement that you can fund your trip. You're showing them your hotel booking if you're not going to be staying with family, and you're showing them your identification, which is your passport. You're showing them your residency permit, like your PR card, your permanent residency card, or your temporary permit, or whatever it is that you have to show that you are legally uh residing in Canada. And what else is there to include? I think those are basically like the most important things. If you're a student here in Canada, you can always show proof that you're still a student, you're still studying, and whatever funds you have to take care of yourself on your trip, you can always show that through your bank statement as well. So basically, the application is pretty easy. Just go with the flow, fill out the form. You should pretty much be done in 30 minutes, and that's about it. End of today's video. I hope this information has been useful for you. Please like I said, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a lot more coming with immigration, lifestyle, a whole lot of things on this channel. So please like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.